Only Touch Greatness.
You got Akilliez here on the I Only Touch Greatness podcast, coming out of Maryland. Check it out. Stay tuned.
Said she really wanna ride with me. Got a little vibe in the VIP, so poppin' bottle, shorty got loose. Tell her friends that they could come true. Said she really wanna ride with me. Got a little vibe in the VIP, so poppin' Bella, shorty get loose. Tell her friends that they could come too. Yeah.
Growing up, got a baddie with a body. Typically how I choose to come through. You stuck on YouTube, we making mafia moves. That's Akilliez. Tell facts. Most these other raps, salary cap. Luxury where she get to sit, on a tongue like this. Come to play, working on your nickname. For now, looks like you want dick game. Rush with the head, what for? Polish that head like Rushmore. Need you to be my little whore. Come on, slide on the job. Bend it over now, pop on my cob. No way, fucking juice on my J's. Oh well, all good when it's good. Hold down the town, we brought you Under Armour. Mess throw me on the wave, that's an East Coast charter. Hit the ferry, landing Katy Perry. Test that West Coast water.
Said she really wanna ride with me. Got a little vibe in the VIP, so poppin' bottle, shorty got loose. Tell her friends that they could come true.
I just keep on pumping with the flex. Hey, take some tough and take some tough and takes. Yeah, boy, I want that money with respect. Yeah, if you with the team, then here's your test. Rock with me, 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 rock. I just keep on coming with the smoke. If you didn't ever, now you know. Out here on the road, I'm getting dope. Out here on the road, I'm getting dope.
Like a breakup, watch me ball. Standing tall, big balls, did a damn cannonball. Right in Poseidon's water, with Zeus's armor. But I've been getting Hades glamour. Sometimes I gotta bring these lines back, making plays that bring me sacks. Been known to snap, run the field, Lamar Jackson. Hun, what it do? Who are you? Stick to the crew, strict as a curfew. Oh boo, autumn curves, who the fuck could curve you? See, I tell you lies, I see your eyes, thighs. You came to come, I came to monetize. For my kings I go dumb, spill my blood till kingdom come. Rule of thumb, who want a throne if you're all alone? We need vicious digits, I'm relentless on all the damn dimensions.
I just keep on pumping with the flex. Hey, take some tough and take some tough and takes. Yeah, boy, I want that money with respect.
You're tuning into I Only Touch Greatness podcast, Vancouver's best show with Ryan Hayes.
Often imitated but never duplicated, I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes.
The stats that I have are you're born in Baltimore. What was childhood like for you growing up, and when did you first get into music?
So childhood area was, them stats are definitely correct. Childhood area was actually kind of the outskirts of Baltimore, though, probably about a half an hour from Baltimore. I was born in Baltimore County, Baltimore City line, but was raised in the suburbs until shortly after I became an adult, like 3 months after my 18th birthday. I was involved in the streets a little bit and wind up becoming incarcerated. So that's how Baltimore kind of played a much bigger role in my life, with the streets and being incarcerated. So that's why I consider myself, a Baltimore artist. I obviously show plenty of love to my suburban area where I grew up. My childhood was, but my entire adulthood was spent in Baltimore, in and out of institutions and streets and all that. But hip hop, man, it's always been there. I mean, the first CD I cracked, and haven't looked back. Hip hop's always been there. Rap's always been there from every good moment to every negative moment. So, that's why I'm just grateful and blessed to be a part of it and to chase my dreams and my opportunities with hip hop.
What was that first CD?
The first CD, believe it or not, was Big Timers.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one was the one? I can't think of it. Was it the debut one with Get Your Roll On?
Get Your Roll On. Everybody
was standing. Yeah.
That was the first one.
And when did you know you wanted to start taking music seriously?
I think around like 2016 is when I dived heavy into it, you know, and then kind of took a break, kind of got preoccupied. But you know, the past about 4 years I've been going pretty consistent. But 2016, I believe, is when I wrote my first rap and, you know, started working on, you know, bars and flows and you know, taking it serious, taking the craft serious.
Okay. And then I'll shoot one more, Prince, and toss her to you.
Okay.
Who are some of your musical influences that really influenced you?
So number one would probably be Wayne. I mean, I think everybody with whatever their favorite type of music is, you know, they can go back to a point in their life that was like kind of like a high point, or where music's like very nostalgic to them. And I would have to say that the high point of my life up until now, you know, before I started, you know, becoming incarcerated and all those negative endeavors, we'll say, I was listening to a lot of Wayne, you know, obviously 50, T.I., Jeezy, Eminem, but Wayne was probably the most played in my tape deck. You know, nowadays I'm big on J. Cole. Joyner Lucas is a big favorite of mine. Kendrick Lamar, Lil Baby. You know, so I'm pretty versatile. But I like a lot of music. I like rock and roll, but as far as hip hop goes, those would be probably the main ones. Obviously, you know, Big and Pac, Jay, Nas. You know, I appreciate a lot of artists. I like to listen to a lot. You know.
Okay, Prince, go ahead, bud.
Right. So a little bit about that, you know what I mean? Like when you get in the booth, like what would be some of your inspirations on, like, you know, it could be anything, you know what I mean, to, you know, get you amped up to write?
Really just what I've been through, you know. I mean, I love hip hop. For the metaphors and for the bars and the wordplay, for sure. But a lot of my inspiration draws from what I've been through, you know, for the majority of my 20s being incarcerated. And then, you know, I had a stint of battling addiction. So I never would have thought that I would take on something like this or be involved in this. You know, my goal was just to get out of prison and put food on the table for my daughter, for myself, you know, and not be a victim of recidivism. And now, you know, I'm taking on much bigger goals and opportunities. So, you know, every day that would be the motivation.
Yeah, that sounds like some good inspiration, having a daughter and stuff. So
Right.
Okay, you've kind of explained it, but one obstacle you've had to overcome getting to where you are today, which is Memorial Day on the long weekend.
Yeah. What's the question?
What's one obstacle you've had to overcome getting to where you are today? But you've kind of touched on it, and we're not DJ Vlad. We don't want to know into that shit. Like, we don't want to know unless you're telling, but what's one obstacle you've overcome in life?
Well, let's talk about recidivism. I mean, for any individual from any area to do the amount of jail time or prison time that I've done, to get out and make it out and to stay out, you know, I've been home over 4 years now. So that's a big one, because I don't care where you come from, your skin tone, your education level. Once you become a victim of the system, to break that cycle of, you know, probation and everything that entails, it's not easy, because it's set up, you know, to fail, because it's not built on rehabilitation. You know, unfortunately, not in my country. It's just not. You got to want to do it yourself. You know, when you're incarcerated, you got to take that time to really expand your knowledge and your opportunities. And when you get home and you get that other shot, if you squander it, it's pretty easy to fall back into, to people's places and things, and hang out with the same crowds and make the same decisions. So, and I did that all throughout my 20s. I'd come home and I'd be home maybe a year or so, and it'd be a violation of probation or whatever it may be. And then I'm sacrificing months or years of my life again to the system. Yeah. So to be 4 years and break that chain, that was a big one.
Sometimes it takes removing yourself from the situation, like step back, or getting new friends or people that you hang around with, right?
Yeah, or you just get fucking tired. You get fatigued. You don't want to keep doing that.
Anymore. Yeah, it's enough is enough. You know what I mean? You're always gonna be like, what if? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, okay, it's time to, see what your next adventure is. You gotta be, a visionary.
Right. Yeah.
On that note, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, you get one life. You want to look back. You want to look at God and say, I didn't take any opportunities. All I did was just some selfish shit, or I was here trying to make, the world a better place, or to leave some type of legacy, other than just, breaking law or,
Right.
So right when you got out of prison, though, you came out with the song "Move." What was that really inspiring about?
So I guess just that title, that newfound faith or energy that I was making moves, because early on in my life, 17, 18, I was in the streets and pretty active and on a moderate level. I had some success in that, even though I was obtaining things illicitly. But then I fell off. I went down a negative road with battling with addiction and poor decisions. So obviously seeing what fair weather friends are and why family's so important and who the true ones are, obviously being incarcerated is one of the best ways to see that. So moves to me was about, finding myself again and taking a step to get my life back. To get my life back, but in something a lot more positive than the street life, something that I couldn't be incarcerated more or for, and to feel better about than anything that I've done in the past. So that's kind of what moves was. Just had to kick into the game, and just take it by the horns, so to speak.
Okay. Prince, you want to shoot one, or I got one ready?
Yeah, I got one. I got one. Since we was, you was talking about Wayne, man, what was some of your top 5 Lil Wayne songs?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
I know it's so many, man. I can name 10 on top of the dome. I know how it goes.
So yeah, originally, I was a big Carter 1, Carter 2 guy. Hustler music was good. Go DJ. Probably, however, at one point in time, Wayne pretty much ruled the world through hip hop, in my opinion.
Yeah, it basically was a takeover for real. Like Wayne
2009, 2008, maybe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, just
pretty much like in 2005, 6 or something like that. He had to run.
Yeah, it was heavy. I don't think any rapper's done it like him, in my opinion. That reign was just so dominant. But the album or the mixtape that probably brings the most nostalgia to me would be the Dedication 2. That whole album, Dedication 2. Hop at the fry with the little red hearts on the sides.
Yeah.
That album right there was just amazing. To me, again, it was a high point in my life. So that probably played a part with it, but that was good. Carter 3, obviously everybody knows that was a classic banger, but Dedication special to me.
Right. I was about to say, because, I used to always, because I always been like the Black is Hot Wayne and 500 Degrees Wayne, but, Lights Out Wayne. But whenever I got to the Carter, I was like, oh yeah, this motherfucker about to take off. Especially when I heard the walk in. When I heard the walk in, that's like one of the greatest intros ever out of hip hop. You know what I mean? Because it just came out of nowhere and then leads up to the track, you know, to another track, to another fire track. So I can see that. So in hip hop right now, what you think you know your piece could be in hip hop that you can show?
Yeah, give to the game.
Yeah, give to the game.
So just genuineness. Obviously, I appreciate the pioneers with the raw material from the storytelling. Obviously, I enjoy the artists who just, kind of do the flossy rap or just, come to talk their shit, because I enjoy that as well. But I feel the stories, I feel that I'm very identifiable, that I can relate with a lot of people because, of my struggles. And it's kind of different, since poverty wasn't my thing. I didn't grow up in a impoverished neighborhood. I grew up, a middle class, but I kind of worked backwards to go through my struggles with prison and to be on that level, to where I went from majority on the streets to a minority. With being a Caucasian in the Baltimore City prison system, it was different, an individual that's not in a gang. I was never affiliated, came from a middle class area. So I feel that a lot of people would be able to maybe appreciate that story, or maybe at least entertain with it to some degree, because, it's different. I haven't heard too many stories like that of Caucasian artists doing, that amount of time from a middle class area, to move backwards and then try to pull themselves out of it. And then when you throw addiction on top of it, people from serious opiate addiction, the statistics, the amount that recover from that, it's extremely low, just like the amount of people that do an extended time in prison that don't go back. That statistic, unfortunately, is extremely low. So that's my life, and that's my, struggles that I've been through. So I just hope that I can articulate it in a way that the fans can appreciate and get behind.
Right. That's how you came up
I
with.
I was about to tell you, tell them, what was like when you first, you getting in the game, and then, you getting, you might get in a little, you get a little notice in your city, you know what I mean? What was one of the artists that you felt like, if you have one that might give you a green light to make you be like, you know what, I'm here for the long haul?
I'd say just the love of it, just the love. I was always raised to do what you love, and the whole process from writing to rehearsing to performing in front of an audience to rehearsing in the studio. I couldn't even pinpoint which part of it I appreciate and love more. I love every single bit of it. But then, of course, when you put in your hard work, or somebody message you, whether it's a DM or whatever it may be, where they tell you how much they appreciate your song, and they're proud of you, and to keep up the hustle, especially when they see how far you've come. So all of that, there's just so many beautiful things about it. So to pick just one would be probably impossible, but that would probably be the best response I'd have.
Easy. What I was going to say is, you were talking about overcoming jail time and the opioids, and is that how you developed you're saying is the back against the wall, or not you're saying, but you've developed your back against the wall attitude?
Yeah. I'd say so. you know, after coming home from incarceration and losing my sister, you know, I kind of knew the weight is now on my shoulders from my family because, you know, if I don't do what I need to do, then that's going to suck the life from them. And I took myself so low that the only other option was death. It was either life on the installment plan or it was death. So I had but nowhere to go really besides up. It's just how high do I want to take it?
Okay, let's get something positive. I don't know much about Baltimore other than Cal Ripken. I know that Tupac lived there briefly when he went to the performing arts. I mean, you got the Ravens, the Orioles. Are you
Jada Pinkett's from there? I think Jada Pinkett's from Baltimore too. Ain't
okay.
She?
The question I was wondering is, I don't know many Baltimore rappers or anything. Is there someone that kind of paved the way in your city that I should already know about?
Oh, damn. I mean, they got Cisco, don't you? You got to do real.
That where Cisco's from? I've been searching the world for that guy.
I'd say somebody's highly respected would be King Los. Have you heard? I'm sure you've probably heard of King Los.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I talked to King Los before. Yeah, I know King Los. Yep, he's from Baltimore. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He's from out here. You know, there's a few others. There's, you know, I guess big names. Not too many, but, you know, there's a lot of talent out here. A lot of hunger. To where they're definitely on the rise. You know, Baltimore's a small city, but it's a big city with a lot of heart. I mean,
one of the most dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous cities in the world.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it has been for a while. You know, unfortunately, and that's, you know, another can of worms. But it's a big city with a lot of heart and a lot of good in it too. I mean, don't get me wrong, Baltimore is a beautiful city. It's got a lot to offer, a lot of sites. You know, I just had Richie out here for the video, Richie Evans, that we had getting ready to come out. Ambitions, he was able to come out here, which was dope. And we got to go down to the harbor and, you know, shoot the video. So it's a great city in its own ways. You know, it's far from perfect, but it's a beautiful city. Beautiful city.
Are you a sports fan?
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. You know, when I had the time for, you know, my Orioles look like they're possibly going to make the playoffs this year. Which forward to, because they start off the season pretty good and then kind of fade, but, you know, they just got to make it through this month and they might be able to make the playoffs, which I got the fingers crossed for. That'd be dope.
I used to be a huge Orioles fan when Roberto Alomar was there.
Yeah, Roberto was a man.
Yeah, way back in the 90s. Yeah. Okay. You got one, Prince, handy?
Oh, okay. Shoot. I mean,
no, I got one right here.
I was about to. Okay, go ahead, bro.
I'll go. When making questions, I Googled you. Do you know that there's another Akilliez? There's also a porn star. I obviously clicked on the wrong one. Because I clicked porn star. There's an Akilliez.
Oh, wow.
There's a black guy named Akilliez the porn star or something. And I almost clicked on the wrong thing. I wanted to throw that joke in.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
That there's a porn star named Akilliez?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Okay. I mean,
I'll be honest, I didn't know either.
Tell me not a male stripper, but, you know, people have already done that, so I'm not going to do that right.
Okay.
Right.
Go ahead, Prince.
No, I was just gonna say, man, you just talking about Richie Evans. Shout out to Richie Evans. We had him on the interview, man. How did you and Richie Evans meet up?
So I saw what he was doing. You know, we have some mutual acquaintances, and I just saw what he was doing. I like his vibe, man. I like his music. I like his energy. So I just hit him, see if he wanted to work, and he was down. And you know, we just started putting one foot in front of the other, and it turned out to make a good track and a good relationship. So I'm hoping, you know, we can do some things in the future. But it was nice to have a West Coast artist come out here to the East Coast and you know, make a nice track. So just just blossomed like that.
It was a good song. I liked it. When does the video come out? Is it out?
No, it is not. It'll probably thinking like October, November. So I got a couple other things in the works, but thinking probably next month.
You know what we got to do? We got to get a little sneak clip, just like a little clip snippet for the intro of this interview here, bud.
Yeah, we might be able to work something out.
All right, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. What are some of your pre-show rituals?
Pre-show rituals?
Yeah.
Thank God and go kill it.
Yeah. Hey, that's the best way to do it.
I go kill it and appreciate the audience every second.
In 2022, you put out a bunch of new songs, Tendencies, Minor to Major, As the Story Goes, Drive, Asphalt. Was there one favorite of yours?
Performing or just that I put out in general?
How about both?
Yeah, I mean, Drive is receptive has a good reception with it. You know, that seems to be one of my best live performances when I do that one, because there's a lot behind it. I don't know if I could pick a favorite. Asphalt is fun to perform too. You know, that was obviously inspired with the ladies in mind. You know, As the Story Goes was a little deeper. That cut a little deep because that was speaking on things like addiction and, you know, the passing of my sister and other people that I've lost through addiction. My sister did not pass due to drugs, but, you know, I've had many friends, homies, acquaintances that have lost their life due to drugs. So I don't know if I'd say that was my favorite. But yeah, it's fucked up. There's, you know, the epidemic is pretty rough as far as
it's really bad across the whole, like, North America. It's up here killing our friends too. So it's shitty, and I've learned to, after seeing it come around my circle, I've learned to step back from it too. Like, I don't fuck with drugs. I smoke weed and I drink beer, but I don't really do drugs. I don't do drugs, not really, but I don't do drugs. That's one thing I've learned. I just try to separate myself from that kind of situation. You learn from mistakes that you don't want to do it again.
Right. Don't make sense, man. The hustlers, they're killing their clients. I don't get it, you know, and it's sad, but there's you know.
Yeah. I'm losing friends around me too. It's tough. I've recently put out the new single, Rock With Me. You even did a video for it. Tell us about that situation.
So I was able to work with an artist from Boston, Massachusetts, named TJ Hickey, dope artist, very versatile. The video, you know, I kind of did that spur of the moment. That was actually in my hometown of Bel Air. I linked with the store owner over there. And shot it right in my hometown where I grew up. So that was cool. I enjoyed making that track. And it was cool to work with TJ Hickey as well. You know, we might have some future projects that'll take place in the future as well. That was definitely dope.
Okay. Is there new music on the way?
There is. Probably an EP coming soon. Obviously, I got the song with Richie. I have another feature or another collaboration that I'm working on. Actually, a couple. So we'll definitely have an EP this year. There's not a date on it, but there'll definitely be an EP this year for sure.
Perfect. I got another one. I'm gonna keep running through questions until you put your hand up, Prince. You want some?
Oh no! I mean, you know, I'm always enjoying, you know what I mean, talking and just getting game from all the hosts and everybody. So, you know, I do got one though, you know what I mean? So this is a good one, right? What was one of your first rap names? You know, everybody had the first rap name, and then you was like, I don't know. And then you laugh about it.
And how did you end up as Akilliez?
So I get asked that a lot, and I tell people that I could probably answer that different depending the day. But believe it or not, Akilliez was my first rap name. And then I, thought about some other ones, but it just, because that was my first name and then how it originated, it just felt right to go back with that. And I really didn't want to quit on the name, especially how it started while I was incarcerated. Just that and some ideas around and just being inspired through journeys, in history, and kind of my reminder to myself as of what I've been through, to pick a name that symbolizes a little bit of strength, I guess would be where my mind's at today when you ask me. I also like the A because it stands for addict, and Akilliez also, not that Akilliez was an addict, but I believe addicts are strong people once they turn their life around. I've seen a lot of addicts do some amazing things once they get on the other side. So that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I stuck with that name.
Okay. Oh, but that's cool. That's cool though. I mean, it's original, you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, it's good, clever, because not a lot of people get their names from somebody else. So, it is always
that's how you're supposed to. That's how you're supposed to pick your nickname. You're supposed to pick your nickname that way.
Right, of course, and that's good too, because when you pick your nickname, it's supposed to have a reason behind it too.
Yeah.
So it's always a great thing. So I was thinking right now, right? So it's 50 years of hip hop, and we're just music lovers in general. So what would be an album that you probably done listen to that just grew on you, and you'd be like, you know what, this can be it. It could be hip hop, an artist, song, album, whatever.
So what's an album that grew on me that I kind of...
It could be an album, an artist, it could be whatever you prefer.
So an artist that kind of grew on me that I didn't necessarily like immediately?
Yeah, I think that's what he means.
That could be it.
Okay.
Or you didn't actually, you had the potential, but didn't really, you didn't know how it was going to be.
For instance, I think like Tyga, and I had a chance years ago to work with him, and I didn't think he was going to be good, and now he's awesome. And that's
like this, right? I would say this, right? Because I just tapped in to something, and I would be like, okay, I listened to like Casey and the Sunshine Band, right? And I'll go back to like a album, right, from them, and I'll be like, yo, shit, they have some shit, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and it grows on you, because now you could be a lover of all genres, or all, you know what I mean, even including hip hop, you know what I mean? So it's just something, of what you probably done had, and you probably was like, yo, man, it's growing on me. And it could be, something that you don't like either. So
yeah. So if we're on I'll try to keep it here on hip hop and stick to rap. An artist who grew on me, who's doing phenomenal right now. The first time I heard him, I didn't necessarily like his sound too much. I couldn't really pinpoint why. Was Millie's. So the first album I heard was with him and Dave East, and I was more of a fan of Dave East at the time. But the more and more I listened to Millie's, the more and more I appreciated his sound. He's growing on me quite a bit. He's definitely a dope MC, and he's definitely on the playlist. But when I first heard him, it didn't strike me immediately. It wasn't. Right. It wasn't an heard a song and me like, oh, I want to hear more of him. It took me a little while to grow on me, but once it did, now he's definitely an artist that I favor.
Okay. Well, Prince, let me shoot these couple.
Okay, go ahead.
If you're having a dream dinner party, and you can invite 3 other famous people that are alive. Who are you bringing to your dinner table?
3 famous people
that are alive. For instance, I go with Tupac, Seth Rogen, because he's from Vancouver and he's a comedian in all the funny movies and he smokes weed. And then I want to see some eye candy, so I always go with like Carrie Underwood or Shakira.
Yeah. So, okay. So I noticed you said Tupac, so they do not have to be alive, is what you said.
No. Yeah.
Dead or alive.
Yeah.
Well, the first 3 names that came to my brain, because I was thinking alive, was going to be David Goggins, Andrew Tate, Elon Musk, just because I would like to learn and to get a step closer to their brain.
Good choice.
I'd go with them. I'd go with them because I think that would be a dinner that I would definitely never forget and would leave a pretty lasting impression. I'd get a lot of valuable information.
Do you have a dream collabo?
A dream collab?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I with Wayne, Little Wayne, that would be a dream collab.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, what's your favorite hip hop movie?
Man. I have to say Paid in Full or Juice or Belly. Maybe Belly. Probably Belly.
Okay.
That's a good one. RP DMX.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have any tattoos you regret?
Nah. If I did, I'd just cover them up.
I know. Shit, I got a huge one on my belly I regret, and I can't cover it up. I got a couple quick response questions for you. Biggie or Tupac?
Pac.
Sugar Puffy?
Who? Sugar Puffy?
Yeah.
Sugar.
Okay. There's a trend here. Death Row or Bad Boy? As a record label.
Bro.
Nas or Jay-Z?
Nas.
All Rule or 50?
50.
Aftermath or Murder Inc?
Aftermath.
LeBron, Jordan, or Kobe?
Kobe.
Who's the best rap group of all time?
Let's give it to Wu-Tang.
Good choice. Good choice.
RPODB.
If you could play a pro sport, what would it be?
Basketball.
Okay. Big titties or big ass?
Both.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, I guess it's a stupid question. You can't
I was about to say, man.
By the time this is done, you're gonna know it all. That's about it.
Hey,
Right.
That's what we got to do. I gotta get the most out of you.
Right, we got to get good interviews with you, man. That's how we do it. You know what I mean? Touch greatness. You know what I'm saying? You thriving for it, bro. You dig?
That's pretty much it. I'm out of questions, so we can wrap this up. Is there anything you want to plug before we shut her down?
Just much appreciation to y'all. Appreciate y'all having me on. Most definitely. Obviously, anybody can find me anywhere: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Akilliez. Appreciate anybody that's been rocking with me thus far, and stay tuned for more music coming soon. Much love, much appreciation.